The stages are set, the trophies revealed, and the teams are ready. Our final championship matches happened over the last weekend. My name is Chris, and we're going to have our recap of League of Legends, starting with the LTA Championship. 100 Thieves took on VKS on Saturday to see who would face off versus FlyQuest in the grand finals. VKS would dominate 100 Thieves in the lower finals 3-1. AD carry Morthesius had a standout performance, going 24-7 and 32 over the 4 games, playing Kaisa, Sivir, Corki, and Yunara. This would set up our championship Sunday, where VKS would have a rematch versus FlyQuest. Championship Sunday was set for the LTA Championship playoffs between VKS and FlyQuest. Bwipo would be returning as the starting top laner following his 1-game suspension, but it would be support Busio who would steal the spotlight in this series. Starting off on the Alistar, he would have amazing play, setting up his AD carry on the Corki to have an amazing 12-1-5 game. Let's take a look at some of those plays now.
But Busio is going to be taken very low, inspired, finding the Cyclone onto 2 now as well. Into the fight goes Bwipo, forward with the Pathmaker, all out, all in, all the way to VKS's heart. FlyQuest will kill all 5!
Heading into game number 2, it would follow game number 1 with FlyQuest dominating the early game. On the Leona, Busio once again showed no fear, baiting out multiple kills in this team fight to help give them the lead.
Front line of VKS is ready to fight, but FlyQuest already claimed the first kill.
Big
it's
fight
a 1-for-1 here so far, as FlyQuest keeps chasing. Trimby's next to die. Busio gets away. Bwipo with a kill on Namiru. FlyQuest team fighting is just better. Bilal, seismic shot backwards. He flashes forward to try to kill Busio.
In game number 3, VKS determined to not get swept this time, as they were in the winners finals, and would dominate FlyQuest in this game, sending it to a game number 4 and making a series out of the grand finals.
Inspired only locks up the enemy jungler as Bwipo tries to duel with Miro. Shockwave! Shockwave, but it's not enough. Not when you're this far behind. Pop Blossom ready to follow it up. FlyQuest, try as they might, say goodnight.
Heading into game number 4, though, Busio finally getting that patented bar that he has been so strong on in this season, going 12-1-15. He set up amazing kills with his Tempered Fate ultimate to allow them to win the series and get the LTA Championship.
As long as he can. Ooh. He hasn't even used his Zonias yet, and they're just dropping bodies here in the top lane. Quad finally using that Zonias and the Tempered Fate to perfectly keep him alive. The flash of the wall. Quad still alive. Finally shut down by Morteos. Inspired.
Masu ending the game at multiple points there on the Lucian. And there it is, the LTA trophy. That is a beautiful trophy right there.
The legacy of this FlyQuest team in North America, winning Summer Split.
With this win, FlyQuest would win the series 3-1, crowning them the LTA champions and securing them the first seed for LTA going into Worlds. But that's not the only news that happened in the LTA. Mark Z, the commissioner for the LTA, also announced that the LCS will be returning as an independent league going into 2026. Let us know in the comments below what you think about the LCS returning in 2026. But let's head over to Madrid, where the LEC Playoffs were happening. First, we would have Fnatic taking on Karmine Corps to see who would get the last spot for Worlds. It would be Fnatic taking a 3-1 win over Karmine Corps to secure their spot. They would then take on MKOI in the losers finals to see who would face off versus G2, but it would be hometown team MKOI taking a 3-1 win over Fnatic to get a revenge match against G2. Here it is, setting up the spring split grand finals once again in the summertime. We do have G2 facing off against MKOI.
Hoy solo un equipo puede levantar este título y esperemos que sea COI, las cosas como son.
Cada pelea, cada jugada, cada segunda, todo culmina aquí.
Despite being denied Rookie of the Split, we do have G2's jungler, Skemon, would be named Finals MVP. He would start off on the Wukong going 6-0-10, having a great impact for the team. Remember, this is a G2 team who was denied the first spot going into MSI from MKOI.
Root is there. Gen.G taking a lot of damage. The exhaust coming in just in time. The counter exhaust coming out. But the redemption! LeBron! Oh, the item just seems to match the moment perfectly as he's taking this one off well. But Supa untouched for now. Hanwha tries to back up, but he doesn't quite have the damage to finish with the feathers. Supa, one more auto, will not get it done. LeBron.
Skemon would later on continue his run with the Jarvan, going 9-1-11, having massive plays and an impact around the map.
Skemon now going to flash in. Interim tries to come through barrier, but that's the shutdown. That might be enough. Mirwin waiting off to the side. Wants to get on top of Hanwha. Has a bit extra range, and it's Alvaro to handle her, but Caps is coming in with the knockup to keep his 80 carry standing. Hanwha holding on for dear life, and it's G2 in the rinse and repeat in round 2.
G2 was determined to make sure that no reverse sweep was possible in this grand finals. Going into game 3, once again, Skemon would be an amazing driving force for this G2 team, allowing them to take the sweep 3-0.
Oh, in 2 finals, they fell flat, but in summer, it is resilience, it is redemption, as G2 return to the top of the LEC. Today, that was G2 Esports.
Now heading over from Madrid to Korea, we had the LCK Championship taking place. First, we would start off on Saturday where Gen.G would get revenge on KT with a swift 3-0. They would then head to face off versus HLE in the grand finals. Remember, it was HLE who defeated Gen.G in the LCK Cup, denying them that championship. Now, heading into game number 1, we have one AD carry to rule them all. And yes, that would be Ruler. The AD carry would be the finals MVP for the LCK Championship. Starting on game number 1, on that Ezreal, he went 9-1-11 with some massive plays, not only against champions, but also securing some dragons for his team.
Dead! He's just out of the fight! And now the front line is immediately burst down! Down goes Peanut! As a bunch of damage coming in from the side of Zeus, but he can't do it all by himself. Kenyon gonna get the Drake. Only Duro goes down. Viper hits the ground as well.
Heading on to game number 2, he would continue his dominant form on the Kai'Sa, where he would go 10-3-8, giving them a 2-0 lead.
There is big Ruler trying to frontline, but Canyon gonna be the first casualty, but Ruler untouched as his Viper. It's so much on a thin edge here. Ruler going in with the ultimate, wants to execute Viper to get his GA. And Ruler survives at the end of the fight. He will not be denied.
Game number 3, we would finally see HLE battle back. Despite this though, Ruler would go positive, going 6-5-2 on that Ziggs, but it would hand Gen.G their first loss of the series.
As he's been so good on the smites. The follow up here, the bomb is big, but these guys live basically forever. And accessing the back line, Ruler in a lot of trouble. They're trying to peel for him. But now your front line is just gone as well. Ruler, no escape for him.
On to game number 4. Once again, Ruler would not be denied, going 9-1-4 on the Xayah, securing his team a 3-1 victory over HLE and granting them not only the LCK Championship, but the #1 seed for LCK going into Worlds.
But Canyon is Pantheon, lives for so long, and the damage from the Xayah and the Casio is way too much for the Ornn to deal with. They gotta get out. Follow up from Toby, a gigantic goes golden, and the hook comes through, and that should be.
He's picked up the win in an international tournament already, and now comes in as one of the best support players here out of Korea to go to Worlds. Ruler's performance, Chovy's performance.
And as a quick recap for the LCP and LPL, Top Esports did claim the 3rd seed for the LPL, as IG claimed the 4th seed for the LPL, but will have to face in a playoff match versus T1 to see who will get into Worlds. As you remember on our previous episodes for Today in Esports, CFO did claim the 1st seed for the LPL and will be heading to Worlds as their favorite champions. Now, remember, Worlds does start on October 14th, where we will have IG facing off against T1 in a match to see who will get that final World spot. Make sure you join us on more episodes of the GGN as we talk more in depth about these games, such as in Queued Up or our other recaps that we'll have on later this week. See you all again soon.